Is it time for India's AI moonshot? Global tech giants are betting big on India as the next AI powerhouse. Google is making a massive $15 billion investment over 5 years, that's till 2030, to build its largest AI hub and data center campus in the country. Microsoft just announced a $17.5 billion investment to accelerate India's AI and cloud ecosystem. This is the company's largest ever commitment in Asia. But here's the real question. Can Indian startups compete on the global stage? In this episode, I talk to Jonathan Silber, co-founder and director of Google's AI Futures Fund, Prayank, Swaroop and Pratik Agarwal, partners at venture capital firm Accel, to discuss all this. The two firms recently joined hands to launch the 2026 AI Cohort under Accel's Atoms X program, with plans to co-invest up to $2 million in early-stage Indian AI startups. Listen on, it's Thursday, the 11th of December. I'm Anirban Chowdhury. This is the Morning Brief. Jonathan, Prayank, Pratik, very warm welcome to the Morning Brief. So glad you could make time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolute pleasure. My first question would be to Jonathan. What motivated Google to pick India as the first geography globally for this kind of a co-investment through the AI Futures Fund?
Why India? Great question. Yeah, no, we chose India for a reason. India has a really incredible history of innovation. As you may know, Google has been a committed partner in the country's journey to digital transformation. So this partnership is enabled by our significant multi-billion-dollar commitments starting in infrastructure. So that includes a $10 billion India Digitization Fund, and then also a recent $15 billion AI data center investment that's really designed to provide gigawatt scale compute, right? And this foundation allows us to deliver really specialized AI models for local needs. For instance, Gemma 3 actually supports 6 Indian languages, and also it enables us to ensure democratization. So, for example, we're providing our most capable AI Pro plan for free to millions of eligible Reliance Jio users. And so by co-investing with Accel, India's most renowned pre-seed scaling program, and then standing up this joint cohort, we're really building on this commitment. We are directly backing the country's most promising AI talent from the very beginning to fuel what we believe to be the next wave of AI innovation from India for the world. And listen, we're really hoping that this program creates India's next breakthrough AI startup.
And how did this partnership come about? I mean, who approached whom?
It was definitely Google approaching Accel, and there's good reason. Like, from our perspective and vantage point, Accel is among the very best VCs in India, if not the very best, particularly when it comes to AI investments. And also Accel India runs Atoms, which, and again, in our mind, is India's most renowned pre-seed scaling program. They also have an incredible portfolio of companies. And so, we've also worked with them on a number of deals already. So we know that we can partner well and collaborate with them. So together we felt like we could really join forces so that 1 + 1 = 3 and truly backing India's next generation of AI founders.
Prayank, coming to you, you guys have been doing pre-seed investments for quite a while now. In fact, this is your 5th edition of the Atoms program. Why do you think India is ready for the next phase of AI innovation and investment? More importantly, do you see wider adoption of AI tools in India?
So, in the India market, we are starting to see lot more India-specific use cases in consumer as well as in enterprises, which are coming about. So Indian consumers are starting to use AI applications. They are big users of Gemini, ChatGPT, and other such chatbots. And now we are starting to see applications of education, like people are getting AI tutors, people are getting wealth advisors, doctors, their own personal doctors, using AI. So we are starting to see a lot of adoption of these technologies. The consumer is open to that. The enterprises are starting to use it in HR, in marketing, in legal and finance. So there's widespread adoption. I think what has changed is now Indian founders are starting to believe that Indian consumers will pay money for it. We are starting to see retention of a lot of such products happening. So, and that is what has made it even more confident that a large India first AI company will be built, and we are happy to invest in those companies.
Sure. And you've also tied up with Prosus to co-invest in early stage Indian frontier tech startups. Pratik?
Yeah, as Prayank said, like Accel is fortunate to be investing in India since almost the inception of the startup ecosystem in the country. And we have seen like jumpstart of the startup ecosystem was to just India was playing catch up with all the kind of consumer experiences globally, and it resulted in institutions that power yours and my lifestyle today. That said, now like as internet penetration has reached deep into the heart of the country, and there's many more India native problem statements to be solved. We are now seeing like inception of a lot of like original ideas that are going in uncharted territories with bold ambitions and a lot more risk, sometimes even a lot more gestation period. So the idea was with Prosus and Accel coming together is to signal to the startup ecosystem is now that the capital environment is ready to take on more risk, and we are soliciting founders which have like a bold ambition. They can be confident that they'll have support if they chart on this ambitious journey.
All right. Now, let's zoom out a little. How do you look at the argument that India is not innovating enough when it comes to AI? Jonathan?
We believe that the foundation for exponential growth in AI innovation is actually already robust and thriving in India. That is our take. I mean, India has an incredible, undeniable history of innovation with world-class engineering talent. We think that it's already defining the next era of global technology, particularly in deep tech sectors in AI like robotics and enterprise healthcare. We've made some investments already in the space, right? And our decision to really like launch a joint Accel Atoms program in India isn't about overcoming a roadblock. From our take, it's about accelerating a proven success story. Well, we recognize that to truly leapfrog ahead and cement India's status as a definitive global AI hub, it is helpful to inject specialized early stage support at the pre-seed level. And so, with that, together with Accel, we're focusing on championing and backing India's next generation of AI founders, really providing the focused mentorship and global connections and the capital needed to really make their groundbreaking ideas scale globally even faster than what is happening organically today. So ultimately, we're here to enable and accelerate the innovation of Indian founders so that they will define the future of global technology.
Let's talk about mentoring. What will it entail? I mean, how will, for example, early access to Google's DeepMind models like Gemini, Imagen, Veo, how will they help in building competitive products?
No, thanks. It's a great question. So, like, this is really the heart of the Accel Atoms proposition, right? It's not just capital. It's really a true co-development partnership. It's designed to really give our founders a distinct advantage in early stage India. And I mean, our mentorship goes beyond the typical advisory sessions, right? It is a deep hands-on support from leading experts, and it really comes on two fronts. So the first front is, direct technical guidance. So the founders in the program, they're going to receive direct company-focused mentorship and real hands-on support from engineers and PMs and researchers and go-to-market specialists from Google Labs and the Google DeepMind teams to really help them solve hard technical and scaling problems. And then the complement to that is, business scaling. So this is balanced with what we would call, one-on-one company-focused mentorship from Accel's partners, and also the founders in their existing and expansive portfolio. And that will really specialize in venture building and business scaling and global expansion and so on. So actually, and another big advantage is in the company's early access to DeepMind models. So our founders, as part of the program, they receive pre-release access to a lot of the cutting edge tools like Gemini for reasoning, Imagen for images, Veo for video, Genie for world building, and so on. And so this early access grants the ultimate competitive edge. It really allows startups to build fantastic products and proprietary IP before the competition.
All right. Prayank, Pratik, do you want to add to this? What will Accel's role be? What will mentoring entail? And of course, the capital part of it.
I think two, three things I'll highlight. So one has been Indian founders. They're great at building products and they're great at accessing customers in India. But taking that innovation outside of India, they typically face challenges. They don't have the network. They don't know how to approach large companies outside. And Accel has been helping them. With the partnership with Google, what we realized was a lot of international customers get even more trust with Google on the cap table of the company. And we have discussed with Google that they will help companies in doing joint go-to-market. So Google sales team will also sell some of these products once they are proven with a few set of customers. So that is one problem we're trying to solve, and hopefully that will lead a lot of good results. Second is, typically we have seen when people are building products, they want a lot of design partners. So from an Accel perspective, we have 200 plus companies, and we are starting to connect the companies which we are funding in Accel Atoms with this big portfolio of network of CEOs, CFOs, CTOs, VP engineering, DevOps, whichever product you are trying to build, there is probably a consumer in our companies, and we give access to this network to them. And then third, finally, on the technology side, people can use any model they want. They can use open source models. They can use closed source models. And what we realize is just working with a lot of researchers, it helps companies solve problems faster. So, for example, a lot of agentic AI companies have memory issues. And having somebody from DeepMind or even having somebody from ISC who's worked on those problems can help the company get their product to the market faster. So we are behind the scenes trying to work with IIT Madras, with ISC researchers over there, getting access to those researchers to these companies as well, and saying, hey, please work with them, hire these folks into your companies. And I would love to see more PhDs coming out and working in AI companies, maybe as co-founders, if possible. Yeah.
Okay, and what about what Jonathan mentioned about building for the world? How would you help founders compete on a global scale?
Yeah, I think the first and foremost is just access to customers. Like I mentioned, we have our offices in New York, in London, in Palo Alto, and San Francisco. Even our partners, when we invest from the Accel Atoms program, partners in the US, UK offices help these companies. We have a hiring team based out of India, based out of US, based out of London, which helps them hire sales folks, helps them hire researchers in those local geographies. And then on top of that, we have our own local network. So a lot of Indian founders from Accel are now living in US. They've gone to find customers. They know the incipient pains, the starting pains of a company when the founder shifts from India and starts selling to US. I think that advice and experience is invaluable. So a lot of founders just find that a support system within the Accel portfolio to help them land and help them grow. And I think those are the more critical things in the beginning journeys, when the company is very early in the seed, pre-seed, Series A timeframe. Once the company gets enough money, they can hire more people and local experts, and that comes later. But Atoms allows founders to accelerate their journey.
Got it. Now, let's talk about, which sort of companies will be successful. So, Jonathan, what kind of KPIs or milestones would Google and DeepMind use to evaluate success of this cohort? And of course, when do products go to market? What is the way forward? How long before the public can or consumers can expect flagship products emerging from this program?
So, for us, our success is primarily defined by quality over speed. So we focus on, I would say, two things that we believe are critical. The first is boundary pushing integrations. So basically, the successful development of compelling product integrations that showcase some unique features and functionality of Google AI, which could include Gemini or VO Imagen, again, kind of any of the models we have under the core business. And this really validates our technology. And then the second piece, I would say, is almost the founder success and product market fit. So again, this is the ability for our founders to achieve product market fit and to scale their solutions globally. contributing to what we think is like the creation of globally competitive category leaders that are coming from India. So those are the key considerations from the Google side.
All right. And Prayank and Pratik, the risk versus reward calculation for backing such early stage AI startups, and how would you sort of measure success?
Maybe for AI startups, I'll take up, and then Pratik can talk
Sure.
about
Sure, Prayank.
tech and leap tech companies which he's funding. So I think from AI startups, what we have seen globally is there's a very large number of success stories like Cursor, Lovable, Perplexity, companies just scaling extremely fast, getting to 100 million plus revenue, in a year's time or so. If you go back and look at when these companies started, they look like wrappers on top of other foundational models, and that's when a lot of this whole debate used to happen that, hey, can a company really become big because these AI models will build everything themselves? I think these companies have proven that thought process wrong. So, but there is something to watch out for, and what we define success over there is, are the cohorts getting retained? Are the customers who are using these products extracting enough value that they keep on coming back to the product again and again? They keep on using it again and again. And so that is one leading indicator for us. The second one is the thought process of the founder, to be honest. Like, how deeply has he thought about building a product which is truly differentiated? Maybe let Pratik talk about the leap tech stuff.
Sure. See, from the Atoms X side of things, the idea is to multiply the ambition of the ecosystem. So we are looking for ideas that are category creating, that are globally leading, and they push the boundary of what's possible. So for us, the cultural change in the startup ecosystem where people start inventing net new ideas, that's a marker of success. And obviously, over time, this translates to solid businesses as well. The bar, I would say, for Atoms X is not lower. It's even, in fact, higher for what is success from the cohort.
And beyond the 2 million, what do we see as kind of support, investment, etc. in this program?
So historically, we have invested in 40 plus companies in Atoms till now over the last 4 cohorts.
And they've raised more than 300 million on follow-on funding also, right?
Yes. So, and in those cases, Accel has doubled down, Accel has step up. There are a lot of other investors who have come about and invested in these companies. Actually, a lot of investors look at Accel Atoms as a marker that Accel is saying, hey, these companies are good. And a lot of founders also come for that reason. So our whole impact, what we're trying to create is increase the odds of success of a startup.
All right. Okay. And Jonathan, finally, Google is investing a lot in AI in India in terms of data centers. But beyond this, would you be able to talk about how Google is investing in AI startups? Are there other programs that you're planning? Would you be comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, Google has made considerable investments in terms of infrastructure today in the market. We've talked about kind of $10 billion India Digitization Fund, $15 billion new investments in gigawatts for data center creation. We also do have new and growing programs like Google for Startups just kicked off an inaugural AI cohort in the country as well. And we're looking at a few other different initiatives too. So this is a big concerted push on the Google side from both kind of infrastructure and talent, and doubling down on the country because we believe there's a lot of great opportunity to be discovered. And our goal is really to support that.
Jonathan, Prayank, Pratik, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For having us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
The message is clear. The world's biggest tech giants are gunning for India to become ground zero in the AI revolution. The capital is here and the talent is ready. The only question, are Indian AI startups ready to break out globally? That's it for today. This episode was produced by me and Vinay Joshi, sound designed by Amrit Reggie. A new episode of The Morning Brief drops every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday wherever you get your podcasts. Please also listen to ET in the Valley every Wednesday, our conversations with the coolest tech entrepreneurs in the Silicon Valley, and Corner Office Conversation every alternate Monday, where we talk to the most interesting business and thought leaders in India and the world. Stay tuned.